Hello everyone. Today in this session we will cover the three models of the OMT. So before going toward the three models of the OMT, first of all see what is the OMT methodologies. So the OMT is a nothing but the object oriented software development methodology which is given by the James Rambock. So this methodology generally describe the methods for the analysis, for the design and implementation of a system and using the object oriented techniques. So as we know the OMT, it is a fast initiative approach and it identify and models all the objects making a system. Okay, so now see the first one. So today we have to discuss the three models of the OMT. So in this there are three different parts, or we can say that the OMT separate the modeling into the three different parts. So the first one is the object model, second one is the dynamic model, and the third one is the functional model. So generally the object model describe the structure of the object in the system, their identity, their relationship to the other object, their attributes, their operations. Okay, so whenever we are talking about the dynamic model, so this model it represented by the state diagrams and the event flow diagram. Then functional model, it is presented by the data flow and the constraint. And the first one, that is the object model, it is presented by the object model and the data dictionary. So first of all see the first one, OMT model, that is the object model. So as I say, so this model describes the structure of the object in a system. So in the structure it describe their identity, relationship to the other object, attributes and operations. Again, this object model it depicts the primary view of how the real world in which a system interact is divided and the overall decomposition of the system. So this model it is generally represented graphically with the object diagram. So whenever we want to represent this object model, so generally we will use the object diagram. So in this object diagram it contains the classes which is interconnected by the associations line, and each class in this it represent a set of individual objects. So in this the association lines it generally establish the relationship among the classes, and each association line we can represent a set of links from the object of one class to the object of the another class. Okay, so this is about the object model. Second one thing we have to discuss, or second one model we have to discuss today, that is the dynamic model. So this dynamic model is generally provide the details and comprehensive, or we can say that it is a detail or comprehensive dynamic model. So in this we just use the state and transitions, events and action. So it is represented by using the state transition diagram, which is a network of a state and event. So in this each state it receives the more or one or more event at which time it makes the transition to the next state. This one state can make the transition to the next state, whereas the next state again depend on the current state as well as the event. So basically we have to remember that the dynamic model it is represented or it is presented by using the state transition diagram. Last one, functional last one model that we have to see today, that is the functional model. So this functional model it is nothing but the OMT data flow diagram, or it is presented by using the data flow diagram. And this data flow diagram show the flow of data between the different processes in the business. So if in a business we are using the different processes, so between these different processes it shows the flow of data, how the data is being flowing between the different processes. So this is a simple initiative method and it describes the business process without focusing on the detail of the computer system. So data flow diagram generally use the four primary symbol. So the first one is process. So process is any function being performed, and second one symbol that the data flow diagram is using, that is the data flow, which shows the direction of the data element movement. Third one symbol that is being used by the data flow diagram is the data store. So it is a location where the data are stored. And the last one symbol that the data flow diagram is using, that is the external entity. So external entity is the source or the destination of the data element. So this is the representation. These are the four symbols that is being used by the data flow diagram. First one is process. So it shows which type of function is being performed. Second one symbol, that is data flow. It shows the direction of the data element by using this symbol. Whenever we are seeing this symbol in the data flow diagram, so we have to identify it. It is the data store. So it is the location where the data is being stored. And last one symbol that is used by the data flow diagram is the external entity. So this symbol generally we use, that is the rectangular box, which shows the source or destination of the data element. So this is about the three models of the OMT. So thank you very much, and thank you for watching this video.